Welcome to this year's keynote discussion, the Superman problem.
Oh, my name's Fox. I'm thinking I'm but Fox. This is a decent episode. It had I will say though, it is not exactly perfect because there is a point where there is a major point where it's just like, wait, why were they there? But hold on, but I'll get to that. But the ending, I should have guessed that, which I'm like, shit, that would have been smart. But in any case, Jimmy is invited to Star Labs for an symposium about, all the technology and shit. He goes there with Clark, who's his hype man. Clark is, debating whether or not he should, use the space pager to contact his cousin. Jimmy and Clark have some fun times at the place, and then turns out it was all so that way they could actually have Jimmy be in a debate against.
Let's welcome Superman and alien expert James Olsen. And scientist, entrepreneur, founder of LexCorp, and rising star in the defense tech community, Lex Luthor.
Does he have to be bald? Can we not shave Pidge's head?
Ladies and
I ain't gonna lie, I like Lex as this smarmy little shit. And I don't need him to be bald to do that. I really don't.
gentlemen, we know that we aren't alone in the universe.
I really don't, and but yeah, and pretty much like this is kind of the B plot where which is funny enough, but like it's really Jimmy and Clark just hanging out. Jimmy bringing up how he saved Clark, or Jimmy saying how he saved Superman 12 times or so, including like times like they met in college and all this stuff. And then it's pretty much just a good bonding episode between them, because like showing how much Jimmy is friends with him, and how much friendship means to each other. And eventually there's this whole little debate with him against Lex.
Superman saves us from threats. Yes, Superman's an alien, but he chooses to use his powers to do good. Isn't that what matters?
James, I love you for using that word, choose. Superman chooses to help. But what happens the day Superman chooses to hurt us instead?
What happens when, I don't know, you decide to choose to use that alien technology to fight Superman to hurt others? I don't know, Lex. What happens when you choose shit? Like, what happens when anyone chooses shit? Like, ain't gonna lie, like, it's always shit like, well, humans always choose the worst path. It's like, well, we do set up a world where it's kind of like that, and like, maybe someone who just wants to help people just wants to fucking help people. But no. But in any case, that's, this is Lex setting up the seeds for people not liking Soups, setting up the seeds for showing like his hatred towards Superman.
It's not like we've never seen him fight humans.
Yeah, bad guys.
Who is he to decide what counts as a bad guy?
Who does anyone? Who is literally anyone? By God, there's literally entire prisons filled up with people who are, who we don't know if they actually were, the ones who committed the crime. But they're now stuck there. And then later on we find out, oh wait, no they're not. Or there are people stuck in crime right now for like weed, and now that's illegal. It's like, shut up.
Why do we trust an alien to say what's right for us humans?
Why do I trust any... Like, he's literally just helping people.
Okay, hold on. Say we fight a war, and Superman decides that the other side's the good guys. what happens then? Or
Well, it depends. If one side is trying to end the world in nuclear hellfire and the other one's like, maybe we shouldn't do that, and he decides to choose the other side that is, not trying to end the world, and the other side is like, Superman! Like, yeah, like, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like, Superman is literally trying to help, whatever.
we create a technological wonder, and he decides that we shouldn't have it. Who stops him?
He would never do that.
He already has. Superman destroyed a Mesotech and pushed Dr. Ivo into becoming a monster just
Bullshit. That's complete bullshit, and you know it, Lex.
like him. Knowledge is power, and power is security. But what security do we have against...
Also, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but I kind of like the idea a little bit too, because if you look, his eyes are shaped like Superman's shield. Like, I don't know if that's an idea, like, he always has eyes on Superman, or, like, I don't know, like, something, like an idea of, like, I don't know how to say it, but, like, I feel like this could be, like, an intentional thing.
Against a Superman. Ever since that alien showed up, Metropolis has been a parade of freaks and destruction.
Well, Superman showed up because there were people using his people's technology and making themselves into quote-unquote freaks and causing quote-unquote destruction. He literally popped up to stop that. Just, saying.
Our city used to be safe. It used to be normal.
And then Task Force X, the people you're working for, started using his world's technology to mess with shit and, accidentally created supervillains. So you're a hypocrite.
I say it's time Superman went back to where he came from.
So what are you saying? Earth should just be for Earthlings?
Earth is for Earthlings.
So you could easily put this for like something like, a country that's allowing other people in, like, it's only for Americans. Anyway, this sets up this whole little thing, and then even afterward, Jimmy says, Jimmy, like, you're a real friend. You really helped me with your words earlier, telling me, to follow my dreams and all this stuff. And Jimmy's like, oh shit, which leads to Jimmy feeling like he betrayed Clark, especially after, saying like how many times he saved him. Though Clark then takes that as Jimmy, like, believing in what Lex is saying, that he's evil. Then you have shit like stuff that's happening with Lois right now and her dad, where pretty much her dad is saying, like, they're after me. And it looks like he's about to dip. He goes to his good old friend, forget what the hell his name is, but he becomes the Toy Man later, after being attacked by the big muscle dude and the guy with the skull face and green energy, which I'm thinking, like, did we get a name for him? Because now that I'm thinking about it, I think he's the bad guy from Batman Beyond. I could be wrong, but that feels right. But I could completely be wrong on that note. I don't entirely know, but that's when I think of Green Skull guy on fire, that's the first DMCC, that's the first thought I go to. While Lois tracks him down, is going through flashbacks of going when she was younger, her dad teaching her how to survive by herself, and how they always moved for his job and all this stuff. And it's funny because you literally see her go from having like younger to like having the shorts with tights, or to the to the crop top, or like pretty much the hoodie to the crop top, like pretty much every like piece of Luz Nasa's outfit she gets, but at different stages of her life, which I find really funny. And throughout this whole one, she has the crop top on. She just needs the hoodie and cat ears, and she's gonna get cat ears eventually with the spacesuit. But Yeah, this guy. But pretty much they go to the toy man. Lois says, stop running. Stay with me. We'll protect you. The sergeant or colonel goes, all right. You know what, Winslow? I think it was that. Winslow, I don't need that passport. Then Slade pops up and goes, well, shit. Well, I guess we'll just kill you now. He's like, oh, this was a trap, wasn't it? Slade comes in. I'm not calling it. I'm not calling him Deathstroke, and it's because Slade is so much cooler name. I'm sorry, Teen Titans had it right. had it right with that. I don't care if it was a censor. Slade was a much cooler, more evil sounding name than just Deathstroke. I'm sorry. But in either case, they leave the Toyman shop to run away from these guys, and then randomly they popped up in Star Labs. I'm like, all right, you weren't thinking too hard on this one. Though it is funny though, because it seems like, I guess some leaks or stuff already show like Kara in the next episode, but like she's dressed like Android 18, but also on that same note, they have the freaking Gundam shield here, which I'm like, all right, that gun might be from something too. Actually, that kind of looks like the red sun gun or something. Anyways, fight scene here, energy shields, Slade being a dick.
Nothing personal, but you were never my favorite.
I don't know who the hell that is. I'm still gonna call him Bane. Also, Lois gets this armor that turns invisible, but then I think her dad uses it to escape eventually later. But anyways, they have a whole big fight scene that leads to them destroying a shit ton of I can't remember what the hell it's called. Star Labs tech, which gets Lex to say some more stupid shit.
Is everyone okay?
No thanks to you. The cutting edge of defense technology, and he broke it all like a child's plaything. If you think you can protect yourself from him, you're wrong. If you think you can control him, you're wrong. Superman is the #1 threat to humanity.
No, you don't understand. I was just trying to...
Hey,
They sped up like Lex is talking for some reason.
by the way, thanks for the advice, Jim.
Oh yeah, here.
I would not be here today without you. You're a real pal, you know that?
Yeah, so here's this whole shit, which makes Jimmy go like, oh, this is my fault. Which then, this happens.
Jimmy?
Which, it looks like Jimmy's scared of Clark, but really he blames himself right now, and he doesn't want to face Clark because of that. Then later on, when Lois's dad is in the apartment with her, Lois's dad goes, it's better living here with you than living with Clark and Olsen, because Kent is weird. And Lois goes, he is weird. And Clark's like, well, shit. Flies away and goes, but that's why I love him. And it's like, God damn it, Lois. It's funny that both in the Owl House and this, we have the, I said one thing, but I paused too much to finish my sentence. And now someone believes it's now the one superpowered person thinks they're hated by the person they love or friends or whatever. It's like, God damn it. Which then leads to, this little... Oh, shit. Well... Well, at least it was a sad ending. Where Lois's dad leaves. Let's see. Also, this is actually a really cool scene right here. Pretty much, Lois's dad pushes Lois a little too hard. And, you probably can't see it too well, but pushes Lois a little too hard, thinking that she lost him. You see, now she has loose shorts. And beanie. and pretty much like I guess is the idea that he's more worried about preparing her than actually being with her. Like, there's even a good scene where, like, she brings up, like, what is it she said? She's like, we keep moving, all I have is you, and you won't even talk to me. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, that's a pretty good line. But pretty much it does kind of feel like in season 1 where, like, they broke, like everyone kind of broke up for a second and then came back together. I want to see what the next episode's gonna be, because, anyways, you have this whole scene where running through time. So she went from shorts to shorts with tights, and then to the crop top. Anyways, her dad pretty much leaves her.
Well,
Yep.
you've seen the threat. The
Also, I forgot this too. That he starts building the Legion of Doom. Lex starts building the Legion of Doom. I'm not sure who the other 3 are, but I know that guy's gonna become Metallo.
The alien is on their side, but
That guy's gonna become Metallo, and they're making him join Task Force X. But Clark also sends up his little message to space saying, I don't want to be alone anymore. This is your cousin, Kal-El, come visit.
we'll need your support. Because with us in charge, I promise you, Earth is safer than ever before.
Which, me saying this, I kind of just think like, oh, I think I might be slightly right. Not, like, because my original thought, obviously, Zod. And then second thought that from last episode was like, oh, maybe last 2 episodes was like, oh, maybe it's a mechanical body on quote-unquote autopilot being run by Zod. Or the ghost of Zod. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what if it's Kara in that armor, and she's being, same way like Clark was supposed to have Jor-El, Kara had Zod to teach her, and that just led to everything. Or Zod and Brainiac was like, but that just led to all of this. I don't know, but this episode was pretty fun. Let me see. Is there anything else I missed? Sorry, I gotta talk a little low. It's a little late right now. Oh yeah, there is a funny bit where Jimmy is gonna take Clark to the Star Labs to for the whole hype thing and all that stuff. Jimmy also needs to stop burning all his freaking money. But he tries. He'd say like, okay, which suit do you want? This one or this one? I know you can do a quick change. I'm like, all right, that's kind of funny. Lois's mom's name, I think it was his mom's name. Her mom's name was Silver Star, or it means Silver Star. DC Comics. Let me see. Silver Star thing. Silver Star is an American superhero comic series written and published by Jack Kirby. I don't think that's going to be anything here. Maybe it is. Who knows? But, God. I can't wait for more of that. Let me see here. Her mom's name's Silver Star. Lois tracking her dad. Gundam Shield. Invisibility tech. Also, I do like how, in a lot of times when you see a city in the background, it's always either like outlined in black when you can't really see the details. For Metropolis, because it's supposed to be like a shiny beacon, it's always white in the background usually, and I find that kind of interesting and awesome. There's a point where Jimmy and Clark are floating inside like a zero gravity chamber, and Jimmy's like, "I'm flying, we're flying," and you see Clark just going like this, like, "Yeah, we're flying." Like, all right, Clark, you're pushing it with the glasses. Don't push it further. But it was funny. They were like, yeah, Lex eyes look like Super Shield. Toy Man. He is, but that's what I love about him. Metallo. No damn way. Kara is Zod. Yeah, but someone tell me about who those other three were that were with Lex. I like this, obviously. I'm loving this show. I think the next episode I'm gonna have way more to talk about. This one felt a lot smaller, more of just a transition between, because this is more developing Lois with her dad as well as Clark with Jimmy, especially also leading up to Jimmy finding out like, oh shit, this is kind of my fault now, and then Lois also having to deal with her dad back in her life and all this stuff. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens next. I think next one I'm gonna really want to see what's gonna happen, since it looks like Kara's gonna be in it, which it's weird because at least from what we've seen I haven't seen the trailer, but it's Clark, Lois, and Jimmy look like they're supposed to find Kara out in space. So is she Zod and she came there? Is that entire thing just to throw us off a trail of this? I don't know. Tell me in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'm sure you guys have done. Links are on my Facebook description and other Storm videos. Hopefully you enjoy this. This is pretty fun. And I'm excited to see where Supergirl's going to go with this. And we will. See you later. Also, I was digging around some of my figures and stuff, and I found I can't remember which one it was. It's when Superman's a teen, but also this was the McDonald's toy of Superman, which also, if you could tell, they got the painting of the eyes a little